Okay, we are going to have an in-depth look at my new 2024 Bennington SXSB. It's a swingback model Tritoon with a 200 horsepower Yamaha outboard on it. It's something that my dealer did not sell in the summer of 24, and it actually did not sell in the January 25 boat show. So they brought it back to the showroom, marked it down to, I think, their cost, or maybe even a little bit below their cost, and gave me a tremendous deal on my trade-in, my old 20-foot Bennington SLG, which I kept immaculate. And so I wound up walking out the door with this beautiful boat. As I said, it's a 22-foot SXSB, and my wife and I absolutely love it. We like this boat for a lot of reasons. One, because it's a Tritoon, so it handles a lot better in rougher water, sits up higher a bit. It's got a bigger motor on it, so we can go a lot faster than we could on our two-tube 90 horsepower 20-foot SLG. So all around, it's a much better boat, and it also has the swingback feature, which is one of the things that we wanted, along with the co-captain's chair for my wife. So I'm going to take it out today, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys the process for me doing that. One of the things you'll notice is that it was not covered. It's because I had taken it out the night before and there was no threat of rain, so I left it uncovered. So as I get prepped to head out, I start the motor, look to make sure that it is the impeller is working fine, and I have a nice steady stream of water coming out of the side. And then as I go and untie it from the berth, I take the spring line off first, and then I take the bow lines off. This order works best for me. I've figured through the years, especially when it's really calm and there isn't some type of westerly or northerly wind blowing the boat. Last line to come off is the stern line, and because our slips in the marina are very narrow, I find it just easier for me to walk the boat back out of the slip as far as I can, at least to the amidships door, and then I go ahead and maneuver it out using the motor. The lane that is between the two, the B and C dock is pretty narrow as well, so it's a little bit of a tight squeeze, and it's not super fun in windier conditions. But today it's a beautiful day, so there's no issue with me taking it out and not having to worry about blowing into another boat. First thing I'm going to do today is head over to the fuel dock, which is on dock D. I put some lines out to tie up to the fuel dock, just because the lines that are there are small and short, and this is just so much easier for me to use my own lines. So this is something I probably could have done while I was in the slip, but because this is a Friday morning and there is no activity there, I just put it neutral, kind of floating outside of D dock, and I'll put the lines on. I double checked to make sure there was nobody coming out of their slip. Then I cruise very slowly at idle speed or less into the fuel dock area. And we're really lucky to have our boat at a marina that's got premium fuel. It's a 90 octane that has an additive already mixed in it, so there's no need to put any additional additives into the tank. Normally there are people here, one or two people, who will greet you. You toss them your line and they'll pull you in, they'll tie you off. But this particular morning, maybe because it's early in the season, there was this one gentleman there who was, I think, brand new, at least brand new at the fuel dock, and wasn't able to help me secure my boat when I came in. I think he was fueling another boat at the time. Not a huge deal, so I went ahead and tied the boat myself. There was not a lot of wind. There was pretty much no wind and no other boaters trying to get gas, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But he did take down my information. He did top off the tank, and that's the whole reason why I was going there. I think I paid $4.85 a gallon. I think that's what it was. It came out to about a little over $100. The girl who runs the fuel dock came out and finalized the sale for me to help this gentleman figure out how to close out the sale. And then she went and trained him a little bit more on what to do. So as I said, normally there's folks here to push me off and toss my lines back at me. But since they were busy, I went ahead and took care of that myself. And nobody being there, it was not a problem at all. Take off the fenders, put them in the center tube storage, which is huge. And then we have some fun. This boat has topped out at 42 miles an hour under pristine conditions and with half a tank of gas and just me in it. But typically when we've got a full tank and we've got my wife and I and some gear, it tops out at 40. So you'll notice my wife magically appeared. I obviously shot this video on 2 different times of the day, one when she was with me and one when she wasn't. Here you can see really how the performance foils on the outer tubes work, along with you can't see them, but the lifting strakes on the center tube. They really do wonders getting that bow out of the water and make this Tritoon more of a planing hull rather than a plowing hull that was my old boat. 40 miles an hour is pretty darn fast and plenty fast for us. I pull in to the north side of the lake here, where we have, it's about 3 to 4 to 5 feet deep. We have a 4-pound aluminum anchor made by Fortress. It was gifted to us by some very good friends of ours, and I cannot recommend this anchor enough. Drop the anchor in, pop it in reverse to set it. I don't know why some people have to throw the anchor off the bow or go in the water and set it themselves. That is so not necessary, folks. You just lower it where you want to be and pop it in reverse, and it will catch on any floor. Sandy bottom, rocky bottom. You just have to, if you don't make it the first time, just try again. But jumping in the water or throwing an anchor out, it's just not necessary, especially throwing the anchor. Just drive where you want the anchor to be and then lower it, then back up. So let's take a look at the boat. Start at the bow. We got these nice docking lights there. All the Benningtons now have these new gate latches here. Really nice. Pull them up, swing them in, and they stay. We've got some storage right here in the bow. This is where we keep kind of the wet stuff. We also keep the throwable life preserver there. Then here is where we keep our anchor. Lots of room in there. And as is pretty standard in most Benningtons, you've got your trash receptacle here in the back support. On this side, this is where we keep some dry things, the towels and some extra lines. And then we've got the plates and knives and forks and pillows and extra water bottles. Just kind of put them in there. This helm has the Garmin upgrade instead of the analog dials. We've got the lockable compartment here. You've got your standard kicker stereo head unit here with the 12-volt power and USB plug. And we've got the typical switches with the breakers as well. Both the throttle and the steering are digital, so there's no cables coming from the throttle or the steering down to the motor. It's all drive-by-wire. You've got your little speed control here, which is nice. You can increase it by 50 RPMs each click. Here's a glance at the Garmin. You can see the RPMs. That's the fuel, which is really strange because I just filled it up to 100%, but it only shows 90. That dial shows the position of the motor. You can see it goes from 30 degrees starboard to port. So if you're cruising, you can just glance at that and make sure you're going straight. Then you've got your trim indicator here, which is nice. 100% is exactly where it starts going up. Rather than trimming, it actually starts raising it up out of the water. So it's a nice gauge. I usually go by feel. 16% is the 0 mark there for some reason, but that's fine. Then I can change, I've got different save screens. This is the navigation. And it shows depth and trim and everything. This is the easiest screen here. This is typically what I use when I'm driving. This is easiest to see: speed, RPM, and depth. For some reason, they decided to install this Yamaha screen completely underneath the helm. You can still get that same screen up top, but it would have been nice to have 2 screens up there instead of this one. So this is completely useless. I don't even touch it. I just keep it covered. I do not know why they did that. Love the in-tube storage. That's fantastic. There's so much space. There's the hose for the bilge. Sorry, I couldn't quite point the camera correctly in there, but the storage goes way up the tube. It's incredible how much room this thing has. The swing back was one of the reasons why, if not the main reason why, we bought a new boat. We had the L lounge before, but we really wanted the big sunbed in the back. It's May, and there was mayflies, so you'll see some bugs once in a while. They are just not good this time of year. We opted for the changing station, which is tremendous for going to the bathroom or changing your clothes. Lots of storage space in there that we don't need because we've got that in-tube storage. It really holds everything in there. We opted not to have the keeper rail because it gets in the way. Underneath the seat in front of the swing back is where we keep all the things that we do not access often, if at all. Life jackets being one of them. Hopefully we don't have to. You can see that there's a fuel filter there, the water separator filter. Then I keep my first aid kit and then my jump pack there. This is the floor that I put some of the dry deck down. So as you can see, the deck of the boat is right there. It's not an encased storage, so I wanted to get the stuff off the floor because the water will get underneath there and soak it, and I just don't want mildew to start forming. Got your standard 10-foot bimini here. This has a black canvas on it, which looks really sharp against the blue. And my buddy Rob sold me this Yeti Sidekick, which has just been tremendous, so helpful to keep my stuff right there. And I also make sure that I have my lines here that I can grab and toss to people when we need to tie up to a dock or to another boat. The Yamaha 200, more bugs. My God, they were all over this day. The Yamaha 200 is a beautiful, this is a newer one, 2024. It comes with a Reliant stainless steel prop. It has the extruded letters on there, which really sharpens it up. There's no stickers, they're actually plastic. I put down some non-slip tape there, as you can see, when I'm cleaning the motor. It helps me not slide around. This is the new lily pad ladder, which is just incredible. It's not even a ladder, it really is, there's steps. It's an amazing standard feature, at least it came standard on this boat. You may have to upgrade it if you build your own from scratch, but it is just wonderful. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth when I get in the water here so you can see it. But one of the beautiful things about this, in addition to it being steps, is that you don't have to get in the water to pull it up. You just pull it up from the strap, connect it, and the entire ladder stays out of the water, so there's no mildew growth on the hinges like it was on my old ladder. I would have loved to have had pop-up cleats, but it didn't come with it. So we really, as I said, we really love the swing back option. Sometimes we anchor off the stern just so we can face the sun, which is what I did here. Even though I anchored in the bow, I did off camera, I did change it to a stern cleat. And I head into the water now. I think it was like 48 degrees. I don't remember what the gauge said. So this is my first attempt down the ladder, the lily pad ladder, which is just, as I said, tremendous. People of all abilities really should be able to get in and out of the boat now. It's a sharp looking boat. 22 feet. The logs will never be this clean again because I keep it in the slip. There's no lift. So, oh, look, there's some bird crap on the panel. I didn't see that. So the marks that you see there are from my fenders, and it's close to impossible to not get marks like that, no matter how hard I try. The Tritoon is a game changer when it comes to speed and stability. You'll notice on the outer tube that there's performance foils that run about half the length. And then on the center tube, you've got the lifting strakes that run along the whole length. You can see there on the outer tube, the performance foil stops. You don't need it any longer than that. You just need that to help get it out of the water, to get it on plane. But the lifting strakes is what really helps rise the boat out of the water. You can see the pitch and the diameter of that Reliant stainless steel prop. Standard Garmin transducer. I need to lower that just a little bit because I lose connectivity at about 2800 RPMs. Look at the welds on this. It's such a high quality Bennington. They all are. You've got the tube length keel, solid aluminum keel that runs along the bottom of the tubes. helps protect when you beach it, or some marinas actually put these things on the ground, which protects it as well. My marina does not do that. It puts it on blocks, lifting blocks. So we went down the port side under the water line so you could see that. Let's go down the starboard side above the water line so you can see the underdeck wave shield that starts really close to the bow and goes all the way to the stern. It is perfect for keeping the water from getting up underneath the deck and causing the boat to surge. It's a little claustrophobic in here. It's going to be way harder cleaning this Tritoon than it was the pontoon, because there's just very little space to turn around. Have to keep the outboards down at the marina just because of other boaters, so they have to be cleaned, as does the bottom of the tubes. And I use what's called a chore boy. It's a very soft but hard, if that makes sense, pad to get the mildew off, and then that is obviously for the tight corners in the outboard. So that is an overview of my 2024 Bennington 22 SXSB. It is an amazing boat. We are so glad we upgraded. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.